Welcome to 4 updates. How wearable hunting man Damon has virtuous level knowledge. For example, an ability for remembering realities and a natural capacity to demonstrate refined numerical hypotheses. He functions as a janitor and MIT and lives alone in a scantily outfitted condo in a run south Boston area. A manhandled cultivate kid, he subliminally flaunts himself for his troubled childhood and transforms this self-hearted into a type of self-destructive behavior in the two his expert and close to home lives. Subsequently, he can't keep up with either a stable employment or a consistent close connection. The men's 7 day stretch of classes with tackle are troublesome Almani level numerical question that teachers grade Lambert, stallion solid up fields, medalist and combinatorist past and a blackboard as a test to his understudious trusting somebody could settle it by the semester's end. Everybody ponders whose headed the Lambio puts one more issue on the board, one that took him and his associate 2 years to demonstrate. Will is found in the demonstration of setting it, and Lombio at first accepts that Will is vandalization the board and pursues him away as Will confront him. At the point at the point when Will ends up having Andres, it's actually Lambio attempts to find Will. One night after work, Will and his dearest companion Chucky and 2 to 3 their different companies go to a bar close to Harvard College. At the bar, Chucky detects a delightful lady, Scalar mini driver, and he hits on her profession to be a Harvard understudy himself, one of Scarlett's kinder co-eds, Clark. Scott William Winters attempt to embrace Chucky, testing his insight into American pilgrim history. Will moves Will moves towards Chucky's safeguard, coordinating Clark step for step with verifiable realities. He retained a potential battle is ultimately stopped and Will observes that Skylar is down to him getting her telephone number. A couple of days after the fact, Will goes ahead is after young him years before in kindergarten and he correctly faces deniement substitute to hitting a cop who was answering the battle. And Steve appointed authority would be deceived by Will's sharp information or regulation point of reference, which incorporates refined to case from the 700s, acknowledging Will could can possibly be an incredible mathematician. For example, the virtuous Everstore's Glossius Lambo intercedes for this set, offering him a decision either Will can go to prison or he can be delivered into a Lambo's own oversight, where he should concentrate on math and see a physiotherapist to assist him with his indignation and guarded character will pick the last option despite the fact that he appears to accept that he does not require treatment. 5 clinic litigation neglect to interface with Will out of Shri under Jesse Lambo and last apologize Sean Magron, Ruben Williams and Alented Claus body and meet Collard for his. Sean varies from his 5 ancestors and that he is additionally from South Boston and push backs freely and is in the long run ready to break through to him and his unfriendly Bryce safeguard system. And a certain point will investigation a watercolor painting that Scene had done himself and presumes that is made a Scene's smoother sentiments and responsibilities over the unexpected passing from his significant other. Scene becomes irritated and unfriendly and gets Will by the throat taking a step to seize the opportunity for change. So all in all Will closes the arrangement and leaves. Lumbo stroll in accepting that Will has destroyed his responsibilities with one more advisor, notwithstanding Scene consider Will to be a test and advises Lambo to bring him back every week. In a later meeting with Will is especially struck when Scene lets him know how he surrounded his past to see the Red Sox in the 1975 Worldwide Championship, missing Carlton Pudge faced renowned Grand Slam in the Sox notorious Game 6 to meet and invest energy with a latter turn into a house is outsider in bar's pause. Will is projected to attempt to lay out a relationship with a Skylar mini driver, a young lady he met to a bar close to Harvard. This specialist patient relationship in any case is nowhere near uneven will difficulties seen similarities that see is empowering will to take a decent hard objective gender and himself in his life. Scene's own pathology is that he can't and reluctant to try the consider and more close connection in the outcome of his dear supposed sudden passing from malignant growth quite a long while previously potentially the essential motivation behind which Scene constant to take on as a client. In the Ethereum, Lambo pushes was so difficult to succeed that will ultimately want to go the prospective employee meeting that Limboy has set up for him for places that could demonstrate testing even to his enormous abilities. Limboy and Steen likewise quarrel about Will's future, Steen accepts that Limboy is pushing Will to quit and furthermore bring up that Will's companions are the most devoted and the faithful individual he connects with. Will's unintentional seeing of this irate fight some way or another goes about as an impetus for his choice to enter a more profound degrees of trust and imparting to sin. He has obviously acknowledged from this occasion what is happening is somewhat more intricate than will versus the world he presently sees that these coaches are just a human error prone and tangled as he is. Skylar requests that Will move to California with her where she will start clinically school and Stanford. Will panics at the idea Skylar that communicates support about his past which is gotten as disparaging and sets off a fit in which Will storms out of the residence well in a condition of strip down. He disregard the work he is accomplishing from Limbo as a joke or despise the fact that Limbo is unequipped for tackling a portion for the hypothesis and truly beg curious will. In any case, Limbo asks will not discard everything, but rather will leaves him at a later new employees King will give the questioner a long clarification about why he would rather not be the administration code breaker. At the another meeting, Will send Chucky in his race Chucky ridiculous the board of declares in any event convincing them to give him all the money they have before somewhat compromising them with a call from his lawyer. Then bring up that Will is so adroit at expecting future disappointment in his own and close connection that he either permit them to flame out or purposely best to keep away from the gamble of future profound agony at the point when Will then at the point give a capricious answer to still intense question of how he needs to manage his life scene basically sim him out. And the point we will additionally tells his dearest companion Chicky Ben Affleck that he need to be a worker until the end of his life. Chucky turns out to be a fiercely genuine Will. He accepts it's an affront for Will to squander his true capacity as a worker, and that his common wish is to thumb on Will's interview in the first part of the day when he gets him from work and find that he simply is not there for that he is left without beating farewell. Chucky's thus just thoughtfulness tries a chore with Will more than in any person's even a prepared profession like scenes. Will goes to another treatment meeting where Scene shared that he was a survivor of kid miscues from that get to Will is guarded and angry at Scene shared question that it was not Wolves blamed that he was a tribally manhandled and disordered with ultimately separates in VP affirmation. At long last, after much self-reflection, Will chooses to stop being his very own survivor in what's Will presents and to assume responsibility for his life. At the point when he met present him with a modified Chevy Nova for his 21st birthday, he chose to go to California and rejoin with Skylar, saving his worthwhile corporate and government propositions from employment. Bill leaves a short note from scene making sense of what he's doing. Utilization one of the scene's own joke. I needed to go see about a young lady. She likewise passes on a venture the far corner of the planet, however, not period to accommodating with lumber. The film closes as Chucky basically finds in satisfaction of his own well-established desire that will he left for a superior life. Will is then shown beginning in invigorating drive to California for a fresh start with Kyler and a jump into a capricious future.